I was so excited for the 20-week ultrasound for Jason to hear the heartbeat and to see pictures of him because he hadn't gone to any of the other appointments with me. I remember we even got to the appointment like 20 minutes early because we were so excited. And then the technician was being like a total bummer and was not looking at us or talking to us. She just sat there for 20 minutes and finally said, "I'm gonna go get the doctor." And we were terrified. We sat down with a neurosurgeon and he just had this whole list of things that were not right. And he just moved down the list and said, there are clefts and folds in your baby's brain where the brain didn't shape right. And there are pockets of fluid because the ventricles are blocked. When he said, your baby probably won't be able to eat or breathe on his own, I think that's when it really hit me, like, this isn't gonna be okay. Like, this isn't gonna fix itself. I just remember going home that day and just getting in bed and bawling myself to sleep, thinking, like, this is not fair. Like, he hasn't even had a chance to live yet. Why is this happening? Not even to us, like, why is this happening to him? And the next day, my doctor called and said, you have until Monday to decide if you want to keep the baby or not. And up until that point, like, it hadn't even been a question of if we were keeping the baby or not. It was, of course, like, what are you talking about? This is our baby. Like, no matter what's wrong with him, he's still our baby. Just because he's not perfect doesn't mean that we don't want him. He's still a gift, So I went into labor for 19 hours. Whew, long day. And he was born crying and breathing on his own and eating on his own. And he was just the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. So they finally sent us home with him after 10 days. I just remember laying him down in his little bassinet and just sitting up watching him all night because I wanted to make sure he was breathing. And I just remember watching him thinking, I can't imagine not having this little boy. Like, no matter what happens, I can't imagine deciding not to have this beautiful baby. We made an appointment for the following Monday and went in, and I just thought, normal checkup, like Jason didn't even take off work. I went in by myself, and the doctor looked at me and said, we need to take him into surgery tomorrow morning, first thing, and we should probably admit him to the hospital right now. I was just in shock. Like, you want to do what? You want to take him, my 2-week-old baby, into brain surgery? It was just awful because he couldn't eat for 6 hours before surgery. And he was in a room with like 10 other kids and just screaming. And I remember my mom walking in, and I'm just standing there holding him, bawling, not knowing what to do with him. And so the next morning they took him into surgery, and what they did is they put a shunt in, like in the back right side of his head, and it just drained all the excess fluid. It was just making his head increase because their bones are so soft. His head was just getting bigger and bigger from all the extra fluid. So they put this shunt in that just drains all the extra fluid down into his stomach. They had kind of said that seizures could be a possibility, but that they would probably start early. And we thought we'd made it past the mark. They're not like a whole body shaking, losing consciousness seizures. They start in his right foot, and it just shakes, and he's like really happy. It's really, really weird. I almost didn't notice one of them because it was so small. But then the longer it lasts, it moves out all the way up his body. Like with his last one, it lasted 2.5 hours, and they gave him 4 different medicines to get them stopped. I remember just feeling like, is anything ever gonna be easy with him? Is it anything ever gonna come without a fight? Because everything just feels like a fight with him. So, like, he's turning 1, but he's really more like at an 8-month level just because of all of the time we spent in the hospital. And, like, that seizure happened a week ago now, and he's just now starting to feel like himself. Just because all the medicine, it just wears his whole body out. I'm learning that with Abram, that I can't do any big thing to make him better. I can't do any big thing to fix him or to make his life okay, but there are 1,000 opportunities I have every day to do the little things that make the difference. That I can read him his favorite book. I can make him laugh. I can sit with him and snuggle him and love him. And that's what's going to make the difference. Not the big things that I wish I could do for him, but the small things I do every day with love. I just hope that all of this teaches him to be more attuned to the needs of others and others' feelings. I hope that he grows up to be a compassionate person. And I hope that he grows up to be tough as nails, and grateful for the things he has and not anxious about the things that he doesn't. I hope that all of his challenges make him a better person and that he's not resentful for them, but grateful in a way. So of course, I want him to be a normal person, but at the same time, I don't think he will be. I think that all of these things are going to make him into something different, and I don't think that that's